Hey there! Today we're going to be talking about this pen, and I have reviewed this model before. I have owned this model before, but this is a whole new finish. This is the Diplomat Aero Oxyd brass, oxidized brass. Pretty cool. I'll show you when I tilt the camera down. I'll give you a better look at the finish, but it looks quite nice. It looks almost like sort of like a distressed metal. I think it looks really cool. So we're going to cover the parts of this pen. I'll do a writing sample and I will tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Lent to me by Appelboom Pens. And remember to click the banner on my website. If you would like maybe to buy this pen, you get a 10% discount. Let's get started. Okay, so here we go with the Diplomat Aero in Oxyd brass. Just showing you the box. Cardboard outer box, and then we have these interesting Diplomat boxes. This is metal, and it's like a sort of a sleeve or something. Very interesting. Sorry for that noise. Then is this sort of insert, and then there is a little pen bed, and there is a Diplomat little booklet. There are two cartridges. There's the warranty card, and in this case there is an Appelboom sticker. Just try and assemble this and not waste all your time. Then we have the pen, and it is a solid pen. Let me zoom in a bit. Metal, they're usually solid, but this in brass, oxidized brass, makes it quite heavy. Brass is a heavy metal, right? Meant for vintage looks. Nibs are extra fine, fine, medium, broad, or the same but steel. Extra fine, fine, medium, broad, 14K. The 14K nibs are 170 euros extra. The pen itself was 206 euros 61 cents without VAT at Appelboom. The design based on a Zeppelin, and it's a cartridge converter filled pen. And I mean, you can clearly see the Zeppelin type shape, right? This is next to a Pilot Metropolitan, so it's about the same length, but it's definitely girthier. Okay, let's look at the parts of this pen. So we have on top the Diplomat logo, which I think is quite nice. We have a clip that is not spring loaded, and I have kind of bent these out of shape in the past, so I'm always a little careful with these particular clips on these pens. Here we have Diplomat on the center bend, the cap, and then on the other side it says Germany, all upper caps, all lower caps. Interesting. We have this nice taper, and then we have this very fine end. And I do really like the shape of this pen and this fluted design. They're pretty deep, so it really makes for an interesting texture. Cap slips off. You have a long section with this lip that I'm assuming keeps the cap in place. As I said, fairly long and a little groove there. And then we have a number 6 nib, in this case steel in medium. It says Diplomat. It says since 18, oh God, I can't read this anymore. When you're myopic and then you wear glasses, then you get older. It's interesting. Let me put it that way. Since I think it says 18, I can't read it. I just cannot read it. I thought it was 1922. Yeah, since 1922. We're going to go with knowledge over what I actually see. Anyway, converter supplied with the pen. Metal threads, all metal. Again, a very solid pen. Nice size, and if you want to, you can make it post. It doesn't look like the type of pen that can post, to me, if you look at that barrel, but it posts securely, and then it becomes very top heavy because of all that brass. So I will use it unposted and grab a bit of paper. I'll show you how it writes. Here we have the Diplomat Aero in the, I'm just going to put in Oxyd if you don't mind. It is a medium steel nib, and the ink is Waterman blue. Diplomat nibs, I have reviewed my share of Diplomats. pleasant nibs, really pleasant writers. I can maybe zoom in, sorry, a little bit more. Very pleasant, smooth, good flow. Yeah, works well. Pretty wet. Line variation, I wouldn't say not really anything naturally. Well, maybe a little bit of a finer side stroke, but it's not a flex nib. But often I've found with these Diplomat nibs, they have fairly long, thin tines, so you can squeeze out a bit of line variation, but be advised, it's not a flex nib, it's not advertised as such. So do this at your own risk, as the kids say. Reverse writing. It gets scratchier, as you can undoubtedly hear, but you can get away with a couple of words. Pretty good. Pretty good. Fun pen. Let's discuss what I like about it and what I don't like about it. And look how solid that is. It doesn't even roll. It's just solid. I like it. And then it rolled. Anyway, likes and dislikes. Now, what do I like and what do I not like about this pen? There are a lot of things I like. I like a good metal pen. I enjoy a heavier pen. I enjoy a solid pen. If you don't, keep walking and leave this in the store, because it's not going to work. It is a heavier pen, and that means you will not enjoy it if lighter pens are your thing, because it is solid. When you post it, which you can do, it is downright heavy. There is a lot of weight to this pen. So not for everyone. I like it, but not for everyone. I have always liked the design of the Aero. I think the fluted design is quite cool, and I think this finish is wonderful. The distressed brass look, to me, is very appealing. It really looks like sort of like a machine part that's been going for decades. I like it a lot. Also, probably not for everyone. Things I don't like so much. This is a little pet peeve, and I would like you to weigh in the comments and let me know if I'm the only one who feels this way. What we have is a pen with a slip cap, but this slip cap, when capped, it rotates. I have seen looser slip caps, but it's still, without an awful lot of effort, it still rotates. I don't know if I'm insane, but that always bothers me a little bit. Perhaps a slightly more, I know it's really objective when it comes to price, but another thing to point out is it's by no means cheap. You're dealing with a pen with a nice number 6 nib that is a very pleasant writer, but it's a steel nib. The pen's €206.61. That is VAT not included. So in the EU it would be more than that. You can get a gold nib. The gold nib is €170 for just the gold nib upgrade. That's almost as much as the entire pen. So your total comes down to €376, not including VAT, for a gold nib pen. Now I will say, the Diplomat steel nibs, in my mind, are some of the finest steel nibs out there. They're really, really pleasant, well ground, comfortable writers, really pleasant to use, but that's a lot. The gold nibs are fantastic. I'm not saying they're not worth the money. I have tried some. They're absolutely wonderful, but you certainly pay for that. So whether that's worth it to you, as always, it's a personal question. But I will say I find it expensive for what it is. Then again, you get a very solid pen, nicely made, and a wonderful writer. So from that perspective, maybe I just shouldn't complain. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the rotating cap, and let me know what you think about the price. And if it's something you might consider buying. I'm not saying it's a poorly made pen. I mean, it is really pleasantly made, well made, looks good. So I mean, I will give it all that. And I love the distress look. It's just so cool. Just look at where the cap meets the barrel. It just looks really, really neat. So anyway, there we are. Hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye.